quarter-final place at stake. Our commentary team at Villa Park, Ron Atkinson, and first, Peter Brackley.
It's the first of a sequence of home matches on the bounce that will perhaps determine John Gregory's position. Clearly, a second defeat here by Southampton inside a month would only serve to intensify the speculation. Without a win in 8 league games now, Villa's form has certainly been jaded, but the spirit shown in the weekend draw at Everton has persuaded the manager to select the same side. Benito Carboni wouldn't have started anyway, as he's cup-tied. Julian Churchill plays up front alongside Dion Dublin. While at the back, as usual, Gregory relies on 18-year-old Gareth Barry, who in his view was simply outstanding at Goodison. There's a real international flavour to Southampton these days, with Moroccan Hassan Kashlul and Marian Pahars from Latvia, inspired signings for a side that has nonetheless rather fallen away after an encouraging start. The latest recruit, Norwegian Joe Tessem, is again preferred at fullback to captain Jason Dodd, and Matt Le Tissier is also only a soft. For Dean Richards, it's another chance to remind Midlands fans of his quality, and at both ends of the field too. The former Wolves defender not only scored in both previous rounds, but also, of course, came the winner in the league game here against Villa. Tonight's referee is Barry Knight from Kent. A meeting with West Ham then awaits the winners on a cold night at Villa Park as Aston Villa get us underway. Attacking the goal to our right. Ron, how do you see the match panning out?
I think it's going to be full of midfield play. Both sides playing 3 central midfield players narrow. Southampton get their width from Ripley and Kashlou, will have the responsibility of looking after Villa's wing-backs, who will be Watson and Wright.
Early raiding here from Villa. It goes Dion Dublin. Richards has the task of subduing him. This is Henry with the cross. Taylor was in the centre, but making no impression. And it's a cutball playing for Paul Jones. John Gregory, who's been suffering from flu, presumably the contents of the first aid box he kicked at the weekend and includes some lordships. That's Connaughton, the Frenchman. Now goes Pahars, who's really bright and lively up front for Southampton.
In actual fact, Peter, I think that Southampton have fooled us very early. I think they're going to play Sparky using his old position as the target man up front. I think that is a partner for Pahars. What that will mean, I think you'll find that Ian Taylor will get plenty of space in the middle of the field, and one of the things to look for is his breaks from the middle of the field, getting into the box when the ball is wide.
Yes, at the moment Hughes is playing right up front in tandem with Pahars. Hughes at 36, but still with so much to offer. Confirmed, of course, as the manager. David Jones, hoping his team can come through this game tonight as they did in the league match here. Hughes, League Cup winner with Manchester United. These days at Old Trafford. Here's Boateng, the former commentary man. Now Churchill will take on Richards here. That's good, brave goalkeeping too by Jones.
Excellent goalkeeping. Came out, had only one eye on the ball, nothing else.
Really positive in it, commanding that situation, Jones. Really has developed into one of the top Premier League goalkeepers these days. David James at the other end tonight. He, of course, won the trophy with Liverpool back in the mid-90s. Dublin is the target here. Good jump too, but no teammate to profit from his expertise in the air.
I think he's a bit annoyed as well, Dion, that the only support coming was from Ian Taylor. On the other side, I think he's making a demand on Joe to get ready to sprint when he's in the air.
It was Pahars on into Hughes. Wanting support in the box, Pahars has arrived, and Ripley as well. Along with Oakley, it's still Hughes. Rather untidy defending by Villa. Appeal for handball, not given. Well, they didn't look too certain then. Southampton thought they had a case for a penalty.
Yeah, I think there's the claim for handball against Boateng. It looks as if it's been a bit harsh, though. Hughes gets the first cross in, he gets blocks cleared away. And this is where they're looking for handball. As he hits it, he hits it against his hand. It's a very, I've seen those given, to be fair. I would have thought it represented a bit of a gamble as well, pushing Mark Hughes up front tonight, because he's played last, well, for quite a period now in central midfield. And it's not easy, particularly when you get to sort of his age, to go back and play up front. But he's adapted pretty well, and like you say, he is strong, and there's none better at being a target man.
Right, combining well with Barry. Way down that left side. Now can he deliver here on the cross? In goes Taylor! Really looking to attack the cross then, and he was unlucky.
He was desperately unlucky. Some great play on the left-hand side. Super ball in from Barry. Look at this, he gets his foot right and curls it in. And to be fair to Ian Taylor, he's got there before the keeper and just can't get enough on it to direct it into an unguarded net. That's a great ball in. And this is what I think we'll see Taylor doing. They outnumber them in midfield, Villa, and I think there's always an opportunity for someone like Taylor who's prepared to sprint forward.
No breakthrough yet for John Gregory's team. Southampton will certainly be feeling they might have had a penalty. Tessem's throw. This is Oakley. Now Conater. It's too long though for Hughes. Right is there for Villa. Dublin just couldn't hold it up. Southgate. Hughes. Again able to resist the challenge. By sheer determination.
He's got great body strength.
That was clever then from Castle. Here's Conater. They've got three waiting in the box. Conater whipping it over, but not without any real penetration. Castle. Marco knows it. The Southampton fans, they love him down in the Dell. It's been a super signing for them. Klaus Ludwigvam. His compatriot Tessem away to his right. This is Ripley. Tessem's off on a run. Ludwigvam. Harry had the measure, though, of cues on that occasion. And that'll be a goal kick to Villa. John Gregory, who can watch from the touchlines at the moment, but of course has a 28-day ban to start in the middle of December after his remarks to referees, which got him into hot water. Defenders now pushing up for Villa. That's Barry. Now Henry looking to probe here for the home side. Bringing Calderwood into the play. Farhaz have come scampering back. This is Watson. Henry was inside him. Dublin, good layoff. Not quite into the path of Alan Wright. Maybe the momentum has died a little. Southampton have had time to regroup. Here's Boateng. Gregory directing operations about a couple of feet from the touchline. I thought he was going to play the ball in then.
I think he'll be demanding that his flank defenders get higher up the park to get into better crossing positions. I think at the moment they're slanting the ball in from too deep, too diagonal, and it's enabling Southampton to push to the edge of the box and squeeze from there.
Lee Henry. He's got 3 goals in the competition so far this season. It's right. Not that ball in either towards Dublin and towards Steve Watson, who has scored. Beyond Jones. And just below the crossbar. And Villa are in front. Well, Southampton know all about Dion Dublin. But it was Steve Watson who was beyond him to head it home.
Yeah, it's a high lofted ball. It's held up in there, 2 men on. And I've got a feeling that Jones has been caught there a little bit in between. Whether he's got caught on the wind a little bit, because he didn't look over dangerous. You think, go on, shift your feet, goalie.
Now it's Castle threatening at the other end. Makes a lot of timely breakthrough. Assad Castle. 4 goals in the Premier this season. It's not his natural position down this left side. He prefers to play in the centre. Still, nonetheless, a very positive role that Dave Jones has for him. Calderwood, untroubled in the air by Parhaz. His real threat will be on the ground. He can get a run on goal. Boateng jumping well. That was Henry. Worship was on his way back. Now Henry, can he find the right ball in here? That was a decent try there from Dublin. We always look to attack these crosses with his aerial strength.
Yeah, it's a good bowling from young Lee Henry, and one of the things about Dion is very often he gets his headers from standing jumps.
Here's Colater. He has been struggling for full match fitness. Matt Le Tissier needs games, really. He has even said himself, maybe I should go out on loan somewhere. I'll tell you what, he's not a bad man to bring on, though. So Aston Villa have a half-time lead thanks to Steve Watson with his first goal of the season. They might have had more too, but Southampton have done enough to suggest that he's still in contention in this League Cup tie at Villa Park. Half-time, it's Aston Villa 1, Southampton 0. Half. Kicking from left to right now, and with Matt Le Tissier up front alongside Parhas. The news of Saltvet, who was stretched off just before half-time, he has sustained ligament damage, so let's say that's not too serious for him. But what about Le Tissier then, Ron, and the role that he's going to play now?
Yes, one would assume that, Mark Hughes has dropped back into the middle of midfield, so one would assume Le Tissier will play just behind the front, more or less in a free role, and it's a ground where he's got good memories. He's scored great goals on this particular ground in his career, and certainly Southampton needs something from him tonight.
Fantastic record, of course, down the years. 206 goals in 421 games. His one and only professional club. That's a great ball there, as it would have been but for the linesman's flag. Releasing Parhas. He has featured mainly as a substitute, Le Tissier. That was Parhas that he sent racing through there. Tissier, who's not far short now of McCallum's all-time goal-scoring record for Southampton. Watson. The corner if it goes. Conceded by Lundekver. Except one or two anxious moments at the back for Southampton.
Yeah, he gets a bit easy-osy, doesn't he? Particularly when the ball's played in behind him.
The twin threat there of Taylor and Dublin, and also Calderwood, who's come up from the back. Henry organising a kick with Alan Wright, and it will be another one. Parhas, who made the block.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever seen that done before. Somebody charged down a corner. But it's necessary because they've got some big guns in there, have Villa. There's some good movement in there as well.
Taylor was on the near post. It was Joachim just behind him. I think Southampton might have been hoping tonight that the crowd would get on the backs of Villa as they did in the league game here, but there's been no sign of that. Of course, the goal certainly helped Villa's cause midway through the first half. Dublin making a real nuisance of himself, but Jones hanging on, and he has been given the free kick. John has been taking all the criticism in his stride. He says he's thick-skinned and big-headed enough just to get on with the job. Southgate, well one in the air by him. It's too long over Taylor, that's Ripley. He was trying to take it on initially. It's good play here by Southampton. This is Parhas. This could be dangerous now. Parhas sweeping forward on a great run. They couldn't quite finish it off. Terrific acceleration there by Parhas.
Excellent play. Picked it up, Serge. Went past three men almost. Doesn't get enough on the shot, but that's good zip. And that's one of the few times earlier. I was just wondering how many more times they're going to bang it up in the air at him.
He looks deep in thought there. David Jones, who of course has his problems off the field at the moment with a court case, much publicised, hanging over him. Richards. You've seen the run then of Le Tissier, so too. Now Hughes dragging it back to Richards. Then Tesson. It's not a bad ball either for Parhas. Again was quick off the mark, but not accurate enough on the finish.
Nice, bright, lively, good movement. Moves onto this one well, but you would have thought he would have done better at the end of it. Managed to pull away from Calderwood. He's got time to produce a better ball than that. But he has started to spark a little bit now.
So still cause for concern for John Gregory down on the touchline. Flu or no flu, he'll be totally immersed in this game, as his expressions are showing. He knows how valuable it is that they come through tonight, bring the season alive again. Shannon Wright swinging over the cross, which is a teasing one, and just scooped out. Georgic was far post, and Jones got to it in time.
And once again, a good ball in from the area, right against the line, and Joachim getting in above Coletta.
Villa's corner. Jones has come. Good positive goalkeeping. Good as the punches out, I would have to say. Now it's Wright with a chance to toss it back in again. Boateng. Mid ball slotted through. Now Southgate trying to plough his way goalward. Cashel brings it away for Southampton. Parhas. Calderwood was there, sweeping up. Once again, Taylor is down. Oh, Joachim's after this one, and he's through. Joachim! Magnificent finish. He was so alert then, so aware. And it's paid full dividends for him, and Villa have the cushion of the second goal. Valentero was caught out.
Well, it's got a long way to head it. The keeper can't do anything there. He knows if he brings Joachim down, he's sent off and so forth. But that is absolute suicidal defending from Valentero. Well, why has to try and head it back that far? Heaven only knows.
Just kept his head then, Joachim, who guided into the corner. Goal number 5 for Julian Joachim this season. And it could be now such a valuable one for Aston Villa. Just to see off Southampton's hopes coming back into this tie. Real lapse in concentration by Patrick Colletier, the Frenchman, and the rightly punished again now. Boateng! Straight at Jones.
Yeah, there's an adrenaline rush now. They know that the pressure's off.
Well, look at this. We're thinking now about a place in the quarter-finals and a tie against West Ham. And Parhas bundled over. He is rather on the frail side and they fended him off rather too easily then. Here's Henry bursting forward for Villa. Boateng. Dublin is in the middle, waiting in vain. Tesson. This is Ripley. Not a bad ball in. Now the catch low, who sneaked in. Oh, and he'd lost Calderwood.
Yeah, Calderwood went to sleep there. Ripley, that was the sort of ball he used to fire him when Shearer was about. But he hasn't got that sort of partnership at the moment.
Tesson. It's a promising spell this for Southampton. Hughes. Colletier is out wide. Should be Barry's, and he's dealt with it confidently enough.
Yeah, another good ball there from Colletier. There's 2 good balls. They whipped across the face. This one from Ripley here. But, all right, he slipped in a bit there, Calderwood. But still not enough players attacking the ball in the box.
Tissier with the corner. Now Watson standing it out to find Henry. Johnny Joachim upfield. Henry again. Then Wright. This is Joachim. He's had a real feisty presence up front for Aston Villa, rewarded with his goal. Henry and Joachim. Taylor. This is Watson. Taylor.
That's sensible. Just make them chase the ball, make Southampton chase the ball. They're in pole position.
But Gregory wants it forward now. He's pointing there frantically on the sidelines. Here's Watson. Surely a chance. Dublin! 3-0 to Villa. And now they are turning on the style.
Yeah, it was a good goal. Some end result of some very, very good passing. They've popped the ball about all over the field. They've got Watson in spare. He's picked Dion. Dion's first touch is actually awful, but he's got time. Looks up, slots the keeper, and then now rampaging.
And with 18 minutes of the match remaining, surely now they have secured their place in the next round. Dublin with Villa's third, to the relief of John Gregory. Villa want to bring on Steve Stone, but they can't do so at the moment. Here's Alan Wright. Again, scorching forward down the left. Henry. Oh, Taylor's in! From Dublin's very astute flick. Great piece of thinking there by Dublin. And it was so nearly another one.
Yeah, all of a sudden football becomes a pleasure again, doesn't it?
Well, it might be Taylor's last contribution. Just looking over to see if he's coming off.
Yeah, he struggled since that. Actually, it looks very much as if Richards is tugging him back there as well.
It is Ian Taylor making way. He has been struggling with an injury, but has certainly played his part. And up comes Steve Stone. The one if he has a future at Villa, I think he's a question of John Gregory. Toby Jones, well, he'll know now. The game is up. Richards. Was Colater. Ahas trying to unsettle Barry. And he managed to do so. Here's to Tizier! Glorious first touch.
Yeah, that wouldn't have surprised me. That wouldn't have surprised me if that had nestled. He hasn't quite got all. He flubs it up, and he's still got the confidence. Maybe not quite the athleticism that he would like now.
Now Steve Stone. Stone could be through now. He's on his way. Henry's in the middle. Emerson far post. This is Hendry. Still Hendry.
Well, Little Lee couldn't get the first one out of his feet. It's got stuck under his feet. And Dublin is giving him plenty. He was so obsessed with trying to score. At that stage, he should have just nudged it back. And Dublin's got another knock-in.
Worth getting out of bed for John. He's forgotten he's got flu now. A curious ball from Thompson that's led in Barmorte. And it should have been 3-1.
Sums up the night there, doesn't it?
What on earth was Thompson thinking of?
It's overplaying. Perhaps he's got too much confidence in his goalkeeper's ability to work the ball.
Luis Barmorte on as a substitute for Southampton has squandered, well, as good a chance as they've had all evening, really.
Yeah.
Here's Alan Thompson. That came back off Dodd. To Tessem. Now Pahas. To Hughes. This is Colater. Then Barmorte, the former Arsenal man, who could have announced his arrival in this game with a goal and should have done. Merson, brilliant control, magnificent. That's the real Paul Merson. Now Wright. It's a good ball in too, and it's another one from Dublin. Oh, that's a cracker. Absolute cracker. And Villa Park rises to Dion Dublin.
Superb ball again from Alan Wright. Great curling ball into the zone. Dion will throw. He's got Thompson and everybody out of his way to get on the end of it. But I wonder if we took that back a few seconds earlier and watched that tremendous touch from Merson. All instigated when Merson pulled the ball down brilliantly in midfield and set Alan Wright going.
So much to admire there from Aston Villa, who lead now by 4 goals to 0. Free kick here for Southampton right at the death, and there's an argument breaking out. Farhar's in dispute with Calderwood. Dublin acting as peacemaker, trying to break it all up. Having made his presence felt in such emphatic fashion at the other end. What was all that about, Ron?
I don't know, but Deon's got a great command of the Latvian language. It's like, little man, clear off.
Well, he's restored order now, the referee. Dublin is back in that defensive wall. Letizier will take this kick. And we all know what he is capable of, whatever the scoreline. Matt Letizier. In went Boa-Morte, the deflection almost fell invitingly for him. Scrambled away, now it's Merson. It's a quarter-final place for Aston Villa. Such relief for John Gregory's team. Steve Watson, whose goals set them on their way. Such relief after the lean spell that Villa have been going through. 2 goals for Dion Dublin. Revenge is certainly sweet in the light of the league defeat by Southampton here just a month ago. This was a very different Aston Villa this evening. Aston Villa the winners tonight by 4 goals to 0.
I thought it was a solid performance. I thought that you know, first half we didn't pass the ball with a lot of confidence, but once we got the goals, the first couple of goals, then you know we relaxed a bit more. It's a tense time at the moment. You know, we need to get results and try and get the supporters back behind us, and hopefully tonight will have gone some way towards that.
When I keep picking up newspapers and listening to people, everyone seems to be expecting things to happen to you. I mean, are you seem to be in the background. One senses here at the club, you are getting support here, despite what everybody else is saying.
Yeah, it's just I'm not getting support from the media really. That's the main thing.
Are the board behind you? You feel happy with the chairman?
Yeah, been terrific. He again, he's kept in constant touch with me over the last couple of weeks, in particular when all the flack started flying around, and he uses a phrase of putting his right arm around me, and
he's done that to people he's sacked though.
yeah, he normally puts them around their neck, but he's put his arm around my shoulders, and you know, he's basically come out and said, you know, we're in it together, we're a partnership, like just as we have been from day one. I came here 18, 19 months ago, and you know, we still got the same relationship that we had all that time. So.
Well, I am supportive of the manager, always have been. But Gary, after tonight's result, 4-0, wouldn't you support him?
Yes.
That's the answer then.
And then if you get another good result on Newcastle,
that's even better.
That should turn the tide.
Hopefully. I hope tonight's results will turn the tide, because it's something we've been waiting for how many weeks? Several weeks.
Yes.
But tonight we really played well.
What do you think the difference has been from what you've been watching in recent weeks?
Daft as it sounds, there's not been that much difference. We've been playing quite well and losing. The collective spirit within the dressing room has been good, and I'm well aware of that. But we haven't had the breaks for this reason or another. But tonight we just did everything that was necessary, worked terribly hard, and of course got the goals.
If you're a good professional, then you don't want to see your manager under pressure. So we're the people on the field who can relieve that pressure, and you know, results like tonight will help. But we've got to get out of the league, because 13th isn't acceptable.
Boys, that certainly eases any pressure that John might have been under. But, I mean, Andy, why couldn't they do that before? Why couldn't they put that sort of performance in before?
They've been inconsistent all season, really. They haven't managed to string a succession of results together, to build some confidence, you know, to go forward from. John's tinkered with the formation of the team a bit. 1 minute they played the 5 at the back, and then they've gone 4-4-2. And I think on top of that, you know, certain players, key players, haven't performed well enough.
Ron, you've joined us this evening, hot foot from Villa Park. What did you see tonight that was different, that made the difference?
The first goal. Once they got that, they were never going to get beat. The confidence flowed. You could see the adrenaline throughout the team after that. And the second half, they played as if football was a pleasure again. I mean, they could have won 10 at the end. They were so much superior. They worked very hard, and then the reward for working hard to start with.
And the significance about that first goal?
Well, the significance about it was that, A, they'd pushed forward, they played a nice, and then Wrighty stands the ball up. Alan Wright stands it up. Now, it's not the greatest cross, it's just a general float in there. And that may be a bit of luck. They may have had a bit of luck on that because Watson gets his head on it. I'm not sure he directs it, but the keeper gets in an awful position. He doesn't know any, Jones can't make it. Now, this one, once again, a little bit of luck, still 1-0 down, and Patrick Collitter does his best to help Villa's season get underway with a superb pass through to Jochin. Full marks to the little fella, he takes it ever so well. Took it ever so well there.
Now, Andy, 2 goals there create confidence and a bit of belief, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. That, as Ron said, you know, from that moment onwards, everybody then all of a sudden wanted to have the ball and were really starting to sparkle, you know. And then everything, you know, looked so easy for them after that. They were very, very comfortable.
They pushed forward as well and got into more positive positions.
Yeah, the wing-backs especially. Steve Watson and Alan Wright enjoyed a lot of the ball in areas where they needed it, and certainly, you know, Dion profited from that late on in the game. But, yeah, they got in some great areas and delivered quality balls.
Let's have a look at those goals 3 and 4, and it illustrates perfectly what you've been saying.
Yeah, they kept the ball very well, actually, up until this point. And again, look, Steve Watson's a wing-back in a great advanced position. Picks out Dion at the far post, settles it down, that's a good finish. Again, this one, you'll see a great ball, terrific touch from Paul Merson, great close control. I mean, his technique there is superb. Alan Wright now is already making ground this side, and when he picks it up, again, he's got a nice bit of ground to run into. This is a superb cross, and Dion's better than that than probably anybody in the league at the moment. He attacks balls ever so well there, and that's a classic headed finish.
Ron, does that make the manager a little more comfortable?
Well, they're in the last state of a major competition, which, you know, that's a good platform for them for the season. And they've got, is it Newcastle coming Saturday? But that'll be harder, because let's not run away without anything. Southampton were awful, but you know, Villa made them all. It'll be a lot harder on Saturday. But if they can take something on board from that, even if they scrape a 1-0 win on Saturday, the thing's rolling again, and that's the important thing.
Andy, a quick word about the crowd. Only 17,000.
Yeah, that's disappointing. It's hard for players, you know, when you turn up at the ground, it's only half full. It's disappointing, but, you know, as we were saying, if they can string some results together now, I'm sure the crowd will come back.
OK, then, so Villa through to the last 8 of the Worthington Cup, and today they finally learned who their opponents would be in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. You'll no doubt remember that Villa were drawn to play the AXA wildcard entry, and the lucky loser from round 2 turned out to be Darlington. They'll be at Villa Park for a big payday on December the 11th, while the team that...